The Hand. Part 5. I call it the Wise Man. That's what I've heard from the grey-haired fly. There was once a great kingdom ruled by a brother and a sister. They had an advisor, an old and very wise man. He was also a soothsayer. Once the queen decided to poison her brother and rule alone, and the wise man foresaw it and revealed it to the king. The king caught her and threw her into prison. After that, the king decided to kill her, for she would never return. To do this, he freed her from prison, and in 3 days he ordered to seize her. He announced that she was trying to kill him again. He commanded to break her alive in stone. The wise man saw that, and he saw that she was innocent, and he told the king about it. He told him about his lies too. The king told him to be silent, but he went out and told everything to people. The king angrily threw him into prison and held him there for 3 years. And when the king released him, the wise man repeated the same. The king asked him, "Why do you stand up for the one whom I executed? After all, she's already dead and you can't save her. And you know that she damned you for what you had done. And if I hadn't executed her, she would have killed you." The wise man replied, "I know everything you say, the king, but I care about the truth." Then the king told him, "If you don't change your mind, you will have a painful death." The wise man repeated what he had said before, and they seized him and threw him into a pit and starved him for many days. When he was taken out of the pit, he repeated the same. Then they threw him into a pit of filth. He sat there and was covered with ulcers. And when they took him out, he repeated the same. Then they burned the ulcers with fire and a living body, but he repeated the same. And they threw him at the feet of bulls, and they broke down all his bones. And then the king ordered to bring him down at his feet and spoke to him. He said, "You were honored, you were rich and powerful, and now you are dying in pain. Now you see that the truth only brings death. What will you say now?" And the wise man replied, "I'm still honored, for I can respect myself for not giving up, and this is dearer to me than your respect or any other. I'm still rich, because my wisdom had remained with me, and there is nothing more precious than that. And I'm still powerful, because even you couldn't break my will. I'm infinitely more powerful than you, although you are a great king. And there is more life in me now than there was before, but you cannot see it, because you only see death. And now you, the king, feel so humiliated, for you know that you wouldn't bear what I had endured. Now you think that you're dung compared to me. Oh, how unhappy you are, the king. You tried your best for 3 years, and you turned yourself into dung. And you will remain like that forever. You killed yourself, and now you're horrified by this." Having said this, the wise man repeated what he had said before, and the king angrily ordered to bring him alive under the place where the royal seat stood. And they put the wise man under the stone, and the king reigning sat over him. Many years passed, and the king died. At that moment, the stone split, and from under it came the wise man, alive and well, with a gaze shining like the sun. And he began to reign in that country, and ruled for 200 years, and died naturally. And all his descendants had golden eyes shining like the sun. I've heard this myself from the grey-haired fly. And that's the end of the story.